It's 10:30. I just woke up and I'm going outside. Last night I couldn't fall asleep for the life of me and I have no idea why, but that's why I woke up late. Anyway, I'm going outside right now to pick up some eggs from the store and some fruit. When I wake up, I immediately go outside because it's good to drop your cortisol as soon as you wake up. I do want to mention this video is going to be mid because my days aren't that special. So if you're here to look for some super crazy entertainment, you better go back to TikTok and scroll some shit over there because this video.
I got a gift for you, bro. You got a gift? Yeah. Louis Vuitton? Yeah, bro.
The reason I go outside in the morning is because when you wake up, your cortisol spikes. That is because your body has to be alert to get out of bed. I don't want it to spike that high, so I go outside to kind of drop it. I would tell you more about it, but that's about all the research that I've done. I'm wearing this Whoop, and it does tell me that my stress level, it goes up right when I wake up. It's just because your body has to be alert. And as I said before, a reason I also go for a walk in the morning is so I start off my day with some steps. I try and get a healthy amount of steps in every day because personally, my life is sedentary. I work at a desk and I don't have like a job where I walk around. So going for a little walk throughout the day really benefits me. The barber yesterday did not get me right, bro. Like, I told him just a little bit. Like, my hair was quite long. Usually I don't really care, but it just won't. Like, I just woke up and it looked like I'm a walking McDonald's logo. My breakfast is 10 eggs and I'm making them scrambled. However, if you have an egg cooker, mine only takes 7. That's why I'm scrambling them right now because otherwise I wouldn't fit 10. I would get an egg cooker and the rice cooker, of course, but this is also super goated. The only downside with boiling eggs is that you have to peel them. Okay, here we go. That's my breakfast. It's 10 eggs, super simple, 70 grams of protein, 700 calories, and I'll have that every single day. I'm recording a video, man. Laser just called me. He's making music and you should stream his new song that should be out next week. Maybe I can do a little preview.
Today, you fucking bitch.
I know. I'm rage baiting, bro. I'm rage baiting, bro. So I can put it in the video.
Okay, I'll see you later, okay? Stream my song!
Okay.
Ah!
Also, I'm chatting in my Discord, so if you're in my Discord, make sure to join. We're just starting out. We have like 20 people in here, and it's really my goal to build a community of people who are just trying to improve themselves. Okay, I just had my eggs and now I'm gonna be making some coffee. It's 11:45. I usually have coffee like an hour or an hour and a half after waking up.
And again, I recommend delaying your caffeine intake 90 to 120 minutes after waking, unless you're using that caffeine to really jolt your system before a workout.
Yeah, you guys like that ASMR, huh?
Yerba mate.
Okay, so the reason I have coffee like an hour after I wake up or an hour and a half is the same reason I go outside to drop my cortisol. Basically what coffee is, and this is kind of some nerd shit, right? But coffee is basically an adenosine blocker and it gives you cortisol. So cortisol is just stress hormone that's gonna make you feel more active. And adenosine is the hormone, or I think it's a hormone in your body that just makes you feel sleepy. So it blocks the way you feel sleepy and then it gives you stress. If you stack caffeine together with your morning spike, you're gonna go up super high and then you're gonna come down and you're gonna crash. So if you're a bit strategic with it, you can actually get a lot more out of your caffeine.
The jitters.
Holy fuck, bro. This lens is crazy. If I put my head forward, I have the most brutal frame ever. Like, okay, this is really the frame, guys. This is really the reality, but this is crazy. I told him just a little bit. So I bought this yesterday when I went to the store to get my cottage cheese. If you see my other video, I get that at the night walk. So this is 800 grams of chicken mince. Very good, got the 600 rice. All right. These are ready to go into the pan. Boom. You also saw me buy some honey. I'm gonna put that in my, I'm gonna do that before the workout or during the workout. Put that in my cup, in my bottle. Increase my carbs around my workout a little bit more. I noticed that I'm now eating like 3,500 calories a day and I am getting a bit more hungry. I'm gonna stick to 3,500, but I definitely feel my body is adjusting. That's what I want. I wanna slowly like increase my calories and actually adjust accordingly so I don't get fat.
Wait.
What the heck? I almost forgot that I had the chicken on the fire, so I almost burnt it. But that shit looking good. That shit looking good. And the rice is looking good. I think it's about to be done in like a minute. Yes, sir. Now I got that little face tracker enabled. I think it's a little bit weird. Definitely from this angle. This is weird, bro. But it is it works pretty well and it's smooth as fuck. Hey. Hey. Alright, that's enough. So what I take before my workouts right now, I'm gonna be doing 50 grams of honey, so that's gonna be a pretty instant carb. Now I'll drink that throughout my workout too. What I'm also doing, holy shit, what I'm also doing is I'm grabbing L-citrulline and I'll just put like 20 grams of L-citrulline in my cup. It'll just help vasodilate, give you a better pump. And something else that I want to try out is get some protein and carbs in right after my workout, because I walk to the gym. I've said this before. I'm gonna put some honey in a bottle here. Want to weigh out 40 grams of 100 total. 40 grams of protein powder. My last video, I ran it through ChatGPT and it said, yo, you don't ask for any call to actions, no liking, no subscribing. So I was like, maybe I should do that. So yeah, definitely subscribe and like. Walking to the gym, drinking my pre-workout, and the walk to the gym is about 20 minutes, so, or like 15 to 20 minutes. So if I drink my pre-workout on the way there, it's actually a pretty good time frame. Doing an upper day today, walking here to the gym, if you know, you know. That is where I used to live, super close to the gym. It was a pretty goated spot, but it was a little bit too small.
Today was an upper on Friday, so I'm starting off with an incline bench press. For pretty much all of the exercises I do, I go for 3 sets. And if I do something that I haven't trained that day before yet, I'll do a warm-up set. Like you saw me do the incline bench press for just some reps on 20 kilograms. My highest working set here was 50 kilograms for 8 reps, which I think was a PR. So I'm getting stronger. I definitely notice I'm getting stronger. Now I'm back on my bulk. Something I'm working on with my coach in the beginning is making sure that all of my exercises and movements are the same speed, so that when you're progressively overloading, you can actually track it. Because as you get stronger, or as you think you get stronger, you may compromise in your form and perform the exercise in a worse form. So you may not actually be getting stronger if you compromise your form. I'm doing the T-bar row here, and you definitely need to be using straps when you do any sorts of pulling movements. There is no world where your forearms are going to be stronger than your back. So definitely use straps. I'm also trying to get as horizontal here as possible and have a bit of a wider stance. I didn't do that before, and now that I'm doing it, it is way harder to get the same amount of reps in. So it's definitely a better way to perform the exercise. Something I'm still getting used to are the long rest times, sometimes 3 to 4 minutes after a set. I didn't really do this before, and if I rested in between sets, it wasn't for this long. You could walk around, get some steps in, but I noticed that the longer I rest, the stronger I get. You don't want to get too cold though, so 3 to 4 minutes per set on some of these exercises was pretty good. The highest I went up to today was no PR on the T-bar row. It was 65 kilograms for 10 reps. Up next, I had some dumbbell chest flies. They're pretty humbling. Something I'm working on here is making sure my elbows are not flared inwards, and I actually keep my arms more stretched out. My favorite movement here to train back is going to be a horizontal row, especially with this V-bar grip. I've always felt it in my back so well. As you can see, I stretch out pretty far, but I try and keep my back, like I don't try to bend my lower back. I want to keep that stable. So I do brace pretty well for this exercise, but all the stretch you see here is really on my lats and on my mid back. Up next, I had Y raises, but I'm really not a big fan of this exercise, so I am thinking about switching that out with something else. It's kind of the same as like side raises, and maybe I'm just doing it wrong. Usually I do this on a different machine where there's like 2 cables closer to each other.
Okay, walking out the gym, and obviously I got the little bottle right here. I'm gonna be drinking on that. It was a pretty good training session, and I don't know if it was because I had a pretty good rest the past days, even though I didn't sleep too well, or it was because I had an increased carb intake before my workout. But I think I'm gonna just experiment with it and keep doing it. Just take some honey before the workout. So I got to ship a package to a friend of mine, Arco, who you've seen in a couple videos a long time ago. I can't even go in my house because there's a viewing. I don't know, they said like, oh, it's better if you're not there. I'm like, whatever, I'll just go for a walk, and I have this to do. So walking around the house right now, I'm just doing some laundry upstairs. Over here, that's the stairs when you come up, and then here was a little extra room, honestly just a guest room, but I used to black this window completely out, and how I did it was I just had an inflatable bed and I put it in here. So it was completely blocking all the light and the bed was there. That way I just could sleep without any sunlight coming in. It was pretty goated. Then when we walk into this area, this is pretty crazy. You can see I just do my laundry here. That's what I was doing. I mean, this is a day in the life, guys. So I'm gonna be showing everything that I do. And over here was like a complete open area in the attic here. And I made a gentleman's room. Here are the remnants. I had some vintage luggage cases, an old table, old lamp, old TV here that didn't even work. I got a hookah, I got an Oliva cigar ashtray on this stand here. But yeah, genuinely, this is something I'm gonna miss about the place the most. One drawback though, I'm not gonna lie, this is asbestos, so it isn't really too safe to be here, but as long as you don't touch it, you won't die from it, so that's fine. Maybe I'm coping and in like 20 years, I'll get lung cancer and I'm just... But yeah, I'm just making some last changes here, cleaning up some last things because tomorrow me and Neok are gonna be throwing away a bunch of shit. Physique check right there. The biceps are looking good. I've been training them a lot lately. Maybe I should take a thumbnail here. Maybe like a little Breathe Divinity Angle Max thumbnail. The bump that I had in the gym is completely gone, but I'm still gonna be showing you guys what my physique looks like. Maybe I have a little bit of a bump, but... Gotta get a thumbnail. That's a crazy angle. That is a crazy angle. It's been a while since I've seen myself at a lower body fat, but this is good. I also got a little wide angle lens on it, so I can take it off. There you go, you see the difference? And then I can definitely fraud for the thumbnail. It's hard, bro, because I'm so tall. Like, I don't compare to these guys on social media. I gotta fraud. I gotta like manipulate the way I look, otherwise it won't work. And it's demotivating too, because I've been training for the last 5 years, maybe 4 years consistently, and I still don't have a physique where I'm like, well, actually right now I'm like kind of getting okay with it. But if you look at these guys that are like 180 or 175 centimeters, they'll fill up in like 2 years and they'll look insane. But then I'm here and I was still looking like a fucking plank. Is this prime David Wade, guys? Nah, I'm playing 15% body fat. You know, people are looking around here. That's gonna be crazy. Look at this. Because I'm at one of the busiest places in this city, and everybody can just look outside. And they'll look up here and they'll see a dude posing in front of a little tripod stick camera. My legs are nothing crazy. Like currently I train legs once a week. I used to train them a bit more, but why am I still recording this? This is awkward, bro. I'm on my final walk of the day today. I was just rotting inside a little bit. I couldn't really focus. I've had 2 of the boxes that I made for the food, from the food. I'm already at 9,000 steps for the day. So I want to keep the 10K even if I'm on a cut or if I'm on a bulk. I'm coming to the conclusion my energy was low because I couldn't get in my house. And the only thing I had after my training was a little bit of honey and a protein shake. And I needed the food way quicker. So now I finished this and I finished this and I have another box in the kitchen that I finished. And I'm feeling a lot better. Tomorrow I have an intensive day, as I said. Let me just grab these. Boom. And that's gonna be like what I do in a day. Now, I didn't show me working. I honestly didn't even get that much done. I wish I would have done more, but not every day is gonna be great. I also really don't like it when things disrupt me from my generic schedule. I like my life quite simple unless I've planned out things to be different. If I didn't plan things out to be different, I want them to be the way they always are, like kind of the same. Like that Squidward episode where he just does the same thing every day. But then I wouldn't get sad because I actually like the things that I'm doing. Anyway, that's gonna be it for today. I hope you enjoyed the day in the life. I'm gonna go and lay in my bed. It's 10 p.m. Probably gonna sleep by like 11 or 12, hopefully. I'll come up with some cool ideas for videos that I wanna make, but I just wanna keep posting and get in the schedule of posting again. So, yep, peace out, gang.